Good afternoon. Police believe they've tracked down the culprits behind a violent home invasion in Western Sydney that left a 23-year-old with a severed hand. 4 teens have been arrested over the terrifying attack at Greenacre. Clementine Cuneo has the details. Clem, what can you tell us?
About 6 o'clock this morning, police carried out simultaneous raids at 5 properties across Sydney. At this house in Georges Hall, a 17-year-old boy was arrested. His 3 accomplices were arrested in Eaglevale, Oran Park and Gregory Hills a short time later. Police allege this group of 4 teens is responsible for an horrific and brutal attack on a 23-year-old man at Greenacre earlier this month. Video captured 4 people forcing their way into a home on Banksia Avenue on June 6, armed with a machete. They demanded money from a safe before allegedly cutting off an innocent man's left hand. That man has undergone multiple surgeries and police say will never regain full use of his hand.
Breaking and entering or forcing entry into a person's home whilst armed in company and inflicting the sort of injury that we've seen in this case is an offence carrying 25 years. Now, the victim in this matter will bear the scars of this crime for the rest of their lives.
Bankstown Police and the Robbery and Serious Crime Squad began an investigation leading to today's arrests. All 4 teens are now in the process of being charged and are expected to face children's court later today.
7 News has learnt new details about what happened on the night a teenage girl was allegedly murdered by an Australian man in Thailand. Asia editor James Carman joins us from Perth. James, these are chilling new claims. What do we know?
Sally, 7 News has heard from workers in the Pattaya red light district where Simon Carman was seen drinking at a bar about 2 a.m. before allegedly meeting with the 17-year-old victim, whose friends and family call her by her nickname Cake. The manager of that bar says he was drunk when he walked in and when he staggered out alone shortly before 3 a.m. and allegedly went on to meet that teenage victim and take her to his apartment, where police say he murdered her before hiding the body in his bathroom. A new disturbing detail in this disturbing case: we've been told while Simon Carman had that teenager's body in his apartment, he was sending casual WhatsApp messages to another sex worker that very same morning, saying he was very tired and he was going to go for a swim. The woman who received those messages reportedly panicked when learning just hours later Simon Carman had been arrested and the 17-year-old's body found dumped in a suitcase.
I want tourists to see us as human beings too. Please don't hurt us. We have families, we have children, younger siblings, fathers and mothers, just like tourists do. We want to go home and see them too.
Hundreds of friends and family attended a Buddhist funeral for Thunchanok Donhomla earlier this week, with the official autopsy now complete. Family and especially investigators anxiously awaiting those autopsy results. Sally will have the latest in 7 News at 4 and 6.
All right, thanks very much. James Carmody there for us.
Police have arrested a second teenager over the chilling abduction of a Melbourne schoolgirl outside Keysborough Secondary College. Heavily armed police stormed a property in Tarneet on Friday where the 17-year-old victim had been taken. A 15-year-old boy is already facing abduction charges. Now police have charged an 18-year-old man as well.
A 15-year-old boy has been stabbed and left to die metres from a medical centre in Melbourne's north. As Geordie Wright reports, homicide detectives have now arrested 2 people.
Homicide detectives swooped on a 20-year-old and 16-year-old boy this morning and are now being questioned by detectives over the death of a 15-year-old here in Craigieburn. Police believe the teenager was ambushed by a group of youths. He was found in the car park of the community hospital with stab wounds just before 8 last night. By the time officers arrived, the offenders had already fled. A passerby and a doctor performed CPR, but the 15-year-old victim couldn't be saved. A large crime scene remained in place well into the night. A photo that's too graphic to show has since circulated online of the victim in a pool of blood, as well as footage of a fight that's been reported to have triggered the fatal attack.
It's very heartbreaking to see this kind of news they are doing.
These things, they're getting out of control. They're getting out of control. I myself, I feel scared, even if I have to go out in the shopping centre or somewhere, and you don't know who's going to pull out a machete on you.
Police have since located a torch car which they believe is linked to the murder. The investigation is still in its early stages and investigators are still looking for all those involved. Anyone with information is urged to contact police.
Gruesome details have emerged about the death of a woman whose charred remains were found in her bedroom at Alinga Beach. Her house guest has admitted setting the fire to conceal the body, but denies murder.
Crystal Marshall's unrecognisable body was discovered lying face down on her bed in October 2023. Her housemate, Jonathan Parker, is on trial for her murder. Prosecutors say he strangled her before doing the unthinkable. He had a problem on his hands, a dead body in the front bedroom of the house. The next day, he set fire to Ms Marshall's body in order to destroy the evidence. The court heard Parker locked the bedroom door, spread petrol around the house, placed furniture in the hallway and lit 5 separate fires inside the Barracuda Crescent property. Jim Pearce said Parker had allegedly confessed to killing Crystal Marshall, telling a friend he grabbed her around the throat and squeezed, and when he let go, she fell face first onto the bed. The court heard Crystal Marshall had wanted Parker out of the house and the issue came to a head on the day she was killed. That may have been a catalyst for her death. A post-mortem determined Crystal Marshall was dead before the fire started. Police body cam footage played to the court shows the panic and mayhem on the day of the fire and Parker insisting to officers that he had no idea of the whereabouts of Crystal Marshall. Parker has pleaded not guilty to murder but guilty of destroying human remains to pervert the course of justice. Deanna Williams, 7 News.
The federal government's under fire this morning after 12 foreign nationals were able to arrive in Queensland by boat before making their own way to the pub in town. Let's go live to Garth Burley in Brisbane. Hello to you, Garth. Look, they weren't discovered by Border Force, but by a bunch of campers on the beach.
Yeah, good morning to you, Sally. Families reported seeing the suspect vessel arrive at a remote beach in the early hours of Tuesday morning, thinking it was a drug run, but they were shocked to learn that it was an alleged people smuggling operation. Now, federal police have now charged a 34-year-old Taiwanese national over the plot to traffic a boatload of suspected Chinese nationals to the Cape York town of Weipa. Now, he's pictured here, one of 2 men that were arrested inside a local shopping centre yesterday. The other man has been detained under the Migration Act. Around a dozen illegal arrivals were captured by authorities, some reportedly at a pub. Home Affairs Minister Tony Burke says the group has been removed from the country. Another MP says they are now in detention. Now, this incident has raised new questions about our border security, with even Labor MP Matt Smith calling on his own party for increased funding. Now, that man that has been charged with people smuggling, he will appear in a Cairns court later today. Sally.
All right, thank you very much, Garth Burley, there for us.
A Hoon's reckless stunt in Adelaide's outer suburbs happened at the wrong time, the right place, depending on who you're asking, colliding with a car in front of crews of police and paramedics. The unlicensed teen ripped through Ranella riding an illegal e-motorbike, performing a wheelie seconds before crashing into a car at a roundabout right in front of emergency services. Now, police have made the rare move of releasing the body-worn camera vision of the incident. The 16-year-old boy is now facing a raft of traffic offences to front court.
Police in Sydney's west have swarmed a home after it was targeted with over 30 bullets in a drive-by shooting overnight. Live to Nick Overall in Sydney. Hello to you, Nick. A family in the home have remarkably escaped uninjured in this.
Yeah, good afternoon, Sally. It's understood that 4 people were inside the home here in Chester Hill when it was sprayed with bullets early this morning. A white SUV was seen pulling up out the front of the property around 2 a.m. A nearby dash cam captured the moment that the gunman opened fire. You can actually hear those gunshots ringing out. We'll play some of that audio for you now.
We believe they shot a first set of shots, or fired a first set of shots into the home. They have travelled a short distance away before returning and firing that second round.
Now, the white SUV fled immediately after the gunshots rang out. Police are on the hunt for it right now. At the moment, they are investigating whether this is linked to the ongoing gang violence we've seen escalating on Sydney streets in recent weeks. Neighbours here in Chester Hill understandably very unnerved this morning after being awoken by those shots. Detectives now calling for anyone who knows more to come forward. Sally.
All right, thank you very much. Nick Overall there for us this morning.